4:30 on WKYT this morning. 10 Kentucky counties now have issued burn bans after brush fires have broken out across southern and eastern Kentucky.
Rescue crews spent a fourth day trying to find more human remains in the Kentucky River. The question is, were they successful?
And the Chicago Cubs have ended the drought, and they've won the World Series in 7 games. We'll have that story and your weather forecast all coming up on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome. It's good to have you on WKYT. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Andrea Walker. It is Thursday, November 3rd. I almost said 23rd. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Right.
But today it's actually going to finally start feeling a little like November.
Yeah, a little bit more like normal out there, which we have forgotten what normal is with the warm fall really we've had around here. Meteorologist Micah Harris is on duty. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. And we'll actually see some rain today. It's not going to be a lot of rain, meaning you're not going to add up in the rainfall gauge anywhere from, a half an inch to an inch. It's not going to be like that. A quarter of an inch or less expected across the region. Mostly just showers, but can't rule out a rumble here or there. 61 right now in Frankfort, and that goes for Lexington. Over toward the east-southeast, you guys are actually in the mid to upper 60s. There's actually a 70-degree reading in far eastern Kentucky at this moment. So you guys will be there in the mid-70s when it's all said and done. But roughly 70 degrees, much cooler. Still not all that bad with those hit-and-miss showers. We're going to go over that. I'll show you when the rain, the bulk of it actually moves on in. That's coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, we'll see in just a little bit. And rain would be helpful in parts of eastern and southern Kentucky. Firefighters are still trying to put out some brush fires made worse by dry conditions.
Outdoor burning bans have been issued in at least 10 counties in Kentucky. You can see those here on the map on your screen. WKYT's Monique Blair talked to people in Laurel and Whitley counties about the fire danger.
It's about an everyday occurrence.
Laurel County Emergency Management Director Albert Hale is referring to the wildfires the county has responded to recently.
For the last 3 weeks, the fire departments have been out practically every day into the night on some wildland fires.
So now Laurel County is one of several Kentucky counties that has a strict burn ban in effect.
Any and all outdoor burning from noon today till it's lifted is prohibited.
That ban will be in effect until there is a significant amount of rain. In one county over in Whitley County, a large fire has been burning for a couple days now. State forestry officials are keeping a close eye on it, making sure it doesn't spread. Emergency management officials say the reason behind there being so many wildfires lately is simply because there hasn't been a whole lot of rain. So they say it doesn't take a whole lot for a small fire to spread into something much bigger, like you see behind me here in Whitley County.
And people, they don't have bad intentions, they just make a bad decision that they will pick a day like today and decide to do some outdoor burning. And it can spread, get away from them. A little bit of wind can move it pretty fast.
In Laurel County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
In Harlan County, the judge executive has declared a state of emergency because of the brush fires. County officials say in the last few days the fires have burned about 1,300 acres. Some of the fires in Harlan County are burning less than 100 yards from homes. Investigators say they're trying to figure out what caused the fires there, and at this point they are not ruling out arson.
Are investigators any closer to solving a mystery on the Kentucky River? Lexington police, firefighters, and the coroner returned to the Valley View Ferry yesterday. In the last few weeks, they found both human remains and cars in the water. WKYT's Garrett Weimer talked to the coroner about the search.
Pulled from the river, these just might be the missing pieces investigators need to solve this mystery.
Everything's looking really positive to hopefully end this family's search.
Fayette County Coroner Gary Ginn says divers have searched parts of the river here 7 and 8 times. The coroner says now they're likely done searching the area near the Valley View Ferry.
So, good part is, I think we've gotten everything that we possibly can. Bad part of today is we didn't find any bony structures, but that's also good because that kind of assures us that we have gotten everything that we possibly can from this particular area.
Ginn says he already has an idea who the remains and car belong to, and everything they found continues to back up his theory. But he won't yet say much about it or what kind of car it is.
No, we'd rather wait rather than give false hope. But I will say, obviously that we've talked with Ford Motor Company, and so we think that it is a Ford. But other than that, we're not going to go any further.
The coroner says the next step is to figure out which bones can be tested for DNA. He does not know how long that process will take.
A Tates Creek High School student is now facing charges after investigators say he brought a loaded gun to school. They say a school law enforcement officer found the gun yesterday morning. Investigators tell us that the officer, who knows the student, approached him after he left class in an agitated state. They say the officer saw the gun's handle in the pocket of the student's hoodie. Police say he told them that he didn't intend to hurt anybody at school. They tell us he claimed he had the gun because of issues in his neighborhood.
We are concerned about him as well because, you know, whatever issues that he's dealing with, that he felt like he needed to have a weapon to get to school, I hope that will be addressed. He didn't make a good decision, but our students are we're very concerned for them, and we're very concerned for us.
The school did not identify the student, but court documents tell us school police arrested 18-year-old Lamar Sanford at Tates Creek. He is charged with carrying a concealed deadly weapon, resisting arrest, and unlawful possession of a weapon in a school.
New this morning, Danville police are looking for a suspect in an armed robbery at a gas station. It happened just after 10 last night at the BP Triangle Mart at the interchange of South 4th Street and South 3rd Street. Police say a man entered the store asking for cigarettes but was denied by the clerk. After he was asked to leave the store, police say he pulled out a gun and held it to both the store employees. The suspect then got away on foot. Police describe the suspect as wearing blue jeans, a black hoodie sweatshirt, and a white baseball cap. Investigators say surveillance video shows two inmates minutes after they escaped from an eastern Kentucky jail. Investigators say 25-year-old Justin Arnett and 31-year-old Melvin Garland tunneled through ductwork to escape from the Big Sandy Detention Center in Johnson County on Tuesday. This surveillance video comes from a nearby gas station. Police say it shows Arnett and Garland waiting there for more than half an hour until someone drives by to pick them up. They say one of the men was still wearing pants from the jail. People who live nearby say this escape worries them.
I've lived here all my life, but I want to feel safe in my hometown, and I want my grandchildren to be safe and my children to be safe.
Investigators say the two inmates broke into an air conditioning unit in the ceiling of the jail. That's out of view of any of the cameras. The men then crawled through the opening to escape. Police are still searching for Arnett and Garland this morning. They say both men are from Magoffin County.
Just 5 days now until the election. Both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are staying busy rallying supporters. A new poll shows two key battleground states, Florida and North Carolina, are too close to call. Craig Boswell has the latest from Campaign 2016.
Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are painting dire pictures of what it would be like if the other won the election.
Imagine with me what it would be like to have Donald Trump sitting in the Oval Office come next January.
If Hillary Clinton were to be elected, it would create an unprecedented and protracted constitutional crisis.
Trump was back in must-win Florida on Wednesday, pitching himself to minority voters.
The African American community and the Hispanic community are really understanding what's going on, and you see that right now.
Trump has suggested that early voters who have buyer's remorse should switch their vote to him. At least 4 states allow voters to withdraw their early ballot and re-vote. President Obama campaigned on Clinton's behalf in North Carolina, where early voting rates among African American voters got off to a slow start.
I hate to put a little pressure on you, but the fate of the republic rests on your shoulders.
Hillary Clinton was out west in Arizona and Nevada.
You have 6 days to convince everybody you can talk to get out and vote.
Both campaigns aired 3 national ads during Game 7 of the World Series. Clinton's depicts Trump as unfit for the presidency, but Trump's says he's the outsider that can bring change. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
And President Obama will campaign for Clinton later today in Florida, and Melania Trump will make her first solo appearance campaigning for her husband at an event near Philadelphia. WKYT this morning just getting started. Good to have you with us. Our time this morning is 4:40, and here's a major story everybody's talking about.
Oh yeah, the Chicago Cubs have finally ended the drought, winning the World Series for the first time in over 100 years. We'll show you the highlights and the celebration right after Micah's forecast.
Looking at the 60s and even a couple of 70s out there early this morning, and that typically means we have something that's going to be changing as we go throughout the next couple of days, and we will. We have rain chances. I'll have that coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Actually, I have a few showers out there that's going to really be causing some, not issues or problems, but just causing more of a nuisance later on today. Not so much this morning. A couple of sprinkles could be expected here in the next couple of hours, but other than that, we're mainly dry with temperatures there in the 60s and even a 70-degree reading there in Louisville. I mean, that just shows you some really warm air still hanging around as these clouds are overhead and this warm air still funneling on in. I do expect us to be roughly 70 degrees later on this afternoon too, but you'll throw in that rain chance into the forecast. I'd say the afternoon is your best bet at some rain. Remember, this isn't a great chance, but it's a decent shot at least seeing some showers pass on by. And remember the percentages during the 7-day forecast. If I have 60% in there, that means 60% of the whole region will see some rain. 40% of us will be dry. So it's kind of hit and miss today. There's no real line to go along with this. So it's just not exciting. This isn't an exciting rain opportunity. That's just the way it's going to go today. It's the way it's been really the past couple of Wednesdays, or Thursdays rather. And so we're going to get the rain chance. It's just not going to add up to much. Much cooler air though as we head off towards your Friday. Friday will be in the upper 50s, lower 60s. That's close to average, but it's now below average. We'll take that. I mean, we haven't had that in quite some time. It's been really, really nice, but it'd be good. It would be pretty nice to actually feel like November for a change. Back to average this weekend as we'll be there in the low to mid 60s. Not feeling all that bad there for the weekend, but compared to where we have been, it is going to be on the cooler side of things, especially on Saturday. Saturday, the high temperature, 4 to 5 p.m. at 62 degrees. That means much of your day is going to be sitting there in the 50s, and that even includes the morning hours where we wake up at 8 a.m., say you're about to head off to some 5Ks or whatever it may be, you'll be there in the mid to upper 30s. It's going to be pretty chilly at that time. Next week, I don't see much of a change. You get a cold front here or there, so we'll get rid of the 80s. I don't know if this is the last of the 80s that we'll actually see, because if you look toward next week, long range, we actually have a huge bubble of warm air off toward the west. And so that typically moves west-east, right? Mm-hmm. So we may get back into this really warm swing of things. So don't let your guard down just yet. It's not over just yet.
That'd be all right. You're an old baseball player. You know what it's like when the pressure is on.
Oh, my gosh.
My goodness.
Not the World Series pressure, but
oh, I know that.
You know,
but I mean,
pressure, yeah.
Something
awesome.
None of us have seen in our entire, no one. I mean, no one watching out there.
Cool. Right. Pretty cool.
The Chicago Cubs are now the World Series champions for the first time in 108 years.
Isn't that great? The Cubs defeated the Cleveland Indians 8-7 in a nail-biting Game 7 last night. Marley Hall has all the excitement from Cleveland, Ohio.
Here's the 0-1.
The historic World Series finale.
The Cubs win the World Series!
Followed an unprecedented 17-minute rain delay.
Zobrist stands a base hit.
Series MVP Ben Zobrist gave the Cubs the lead over the Indians for good with this 10th inning double.
Is like a heavyweight fight, man. Blow for blow, everybody playing their heart out.
Teammate Miguel Montero helped secure the victory.
They've always blown it so many years before. This is just the greatest feeling in the world.
Fans were left on the edge of their seats at the bottom of the 8th when Cleveland outfielder Rajai Davis hit this game-tying home run.
This whole place erupted. It was an awesome moment.
In the end, the Cubs were victorious, rallying back from a 3-1 series deficit, finally ending decades of heartbreak.
Your family has been waiting 108 years for this.
This is tremendous. Still can't believe it.
Back in Chicago, celebrations immediately spilled from the bars to the streets as fans hailed the end of the curse of the Billy Goat.
There's nothing to do with the curses.
Cubs manager Joe Maddon attributed the win to skill.
Superstition has nothing to do with what's happening today, nothing. And if you want to believe in that kind of stuff, it's going to hold you back for a long time.
With the drought now over, plans for an epic victory parade are underway. Marley Hall, CBS News, Cleveland, Ohio.
Isn't that wonderful?
A lot of fun there,
so
right?
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good to have you on WKYT this morning. We have a lot more on the way for you here on your Thursday.
When we come back, a woman wins $43 million paying penny slots, but the casino says not so fast. We'll have that story and much more coming up right after the break.
Welcome back into WKYT this morning at 4:50, 10 till 5. Police have arrested a man they think killed 2 Iowa police officers.
Investigators say Officer Justin Martin and Sergeant Anthony Bimino died on separate ambushes early yesterday morning, just minutes apart. Police then began an intense manhunt for the suspect, identified as Scott Green. But police say Green turned himself in to an employee of the Iowa Department of Natural Resources.
He flagged down an employee of the DNR, presented his ID to that employee, and asked that employee call 911.
Police say they aren't sure why the officers were killed. They say last month police issued Green a warning for trespassing at a high school football game after they say he waved a Confederate flag during the national anthem.
A Georgetown family says a man they once hired to paint their home ended up trying to steal from them. Georgetown police say Christopher Bell broke into the home Tuesday and tried to steal thousands of dollars worth of valuables. But they say a neighbor saw Bell with trash bags in the backyard and confronted him. Police say Bell started running, but the neighbor chased him down and held him until officers arrived to arrest him. Georgetown police say Bell may also be connected to at least one other burglary there in the city.
The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says GPS helped them find a stolen truck. Deputies say they've charged the suspect, 18-year-old Alexander Finley, with receiving stolen property and resisting arrest. They say the truck had been stolen from a home in Corbin, but deputies say they used a GPS tracking device in the truck to find it on Mullins Road. They say they arrested Finley there, but a woman who was also in the truck got away.
Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis has asked a federal judge to not make her pay legal fees for couples who sued her. The couple sued Davis last year after she refused to issue marriage licenses. Davis said same-sex marriage is against her religious beliefs. The couples asked the judge to award them about $233,000 in legal fees and costs. Davis's attorneys argue the couples are not entitled to legal fees because the Kentucky legislature resolved the case by removing clerks' names from marriage licenses.
And this is a heck of a story. A woman thought she had won a major jackpot on a New York slot machine until the casino told her it was a mistake. Katrina Bookman says a penny slot machine told her she had hit a nearly $43 million jackpot. She even took pictures of the big moment. You can see it right there. The machine didn't print out a prize voucher, though. The casino claims the machine was broken and the jackpot message was an error. The casino says according to the machine's log, it was supposed to say that Bookman had won $2.25. Bookman says the casino apologized and offered her a dinner.
And I'm like, a steak dinner? Are you serious? I feel very robbed.
Poor thing. Bookman said she's hired an attorney and is considering possible legal action against the casino.
Well, that's bad.
I know. A steak dinner does not compare.
No.
Oh, I feel for her. Can you imagine?
See how that all gets resolved, right? Coming next, we'll have a look at some of the news stories our team is working on for you here on this Thursday morning.
And we'll have another look at your Kentucky forecast coming right up.
Good morning. The time 4:56, rolling toward 5 o'clock on WKYT this morning, and we're glad you're up and at it with us.
We sure are. And now it is time to take a look at some of the stories we're working on for you this morning.
A Woodford County teenager who has epilepsy was recently stuffed into a locker and kept there for 30 minutes. Now his parents want to end bullying. We're going to have the details on that story for you coming up in just a few minutes here.
Well, that's upsetting. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll have more about the celebration for the Cubs.
Oh, my gosh. It was a big night for them. And we do actually have some chances of rain in the forecast, and that's going to bring some cooler weather.
Yeah, changes, Micah, which we haven't had in a while.
Yeah, we haven't. And you know, it's been the third consecutive Thursday now that we've actually seen the rain chance in the forecast. And we have it here, but remember, it's not going to be a lot. If somebody gets under a thunderstorm, yeah, you could get 1/4 of an inch, 3/10 of an inch. But other than that, most of us will be less than 1/4 of an inch. Temperatures there in the 60s early this morning. We'll finish off right there around 70 degrees. So it is much cooler, but it's much cooler from 80 to 85 degrees. Doesn't feel all that bad. We'll talk about that rain. We'll talk about much cooler air on Friday coming up.